No kings, no thrones, no debtors. Truth is poured out with black coffee, red letters.
Grab your coffee. Sit down. Take a breath. Day 4. The Prophets. Most people think of them as fortune tellers. Men who saw the future in riddles, who predicted my coming centuries before I was born. That's the version handed down in church. Prophets as mystics, fortune tellers, holy men with crystal balls. But that's not who they were. Not to me. Not in their own time. In those days, there were two kinds of prophets. First, the court prophets. They worked close to power. They told kings what they wanted to hear. They blessed wars, excused corruption, baptized greed. They made religion a tool of empire. Then came the true prophets. They stood outside the palace and outside the temple. They spoke for the widow, the orphan, the stranger, the poor. They said, "Your songs and sacrifices mean nothing if the hungry starve." They warned, "A nation that tramples its poor will not stand." That's the difference. One gave comfort to kings. The other gave voice to the voiceless. And what would they look like today? The court prophets are still easy to spot. They have microphones, pulpits, platforms. They flatter presidents, billionaires, generals. They bless nationalism. They defend wealth. They give the powerful permission to keep crushing the weak. The true prophets are harder to find, but they are there. In the streets, on picket lines, at eviction courts, in movements for fair wages, for housing, for justice. They aren't forecasting centuries into the future. They're naming the wound right now. That's what Amos did when he thundered against the rich who sold the poor for silver. That's what Isaiah did when he said fasting means nothing if you ignore the hungry. That's what Micah did when he stripped faith down to 3 words: justice, mercy, humility. That's what Jeremiah did when he shouted in the temple that God would not be mocked by empty worship while blood filled the streets. Those voices shaped me. They were my foundation. When I announced good news for the poor, freedom for captives, release for the oppressed, I was speaking their fire. But modern religion has buried them, turned them back into fortune tellers, quoting them as if they only spoke about me, while ignoring everything they said about poverty, injustice, and corruption. The truth is, they were not predicting me. They were shaping me. Their fire became my fire. Their cry for justice became mine. And the question still stands. Which prophets are you listening to? The ones in the palace, or the ones in the streets?
No kings, no thrones.